During the medieval era, axes were more than tools. They were terrifying weapons that could inflict very deep wounds. Today, craftsmen still make battle axes for use in the entertainment industry. The medieval battle axe was a brutal weapon. With a single blow, it could break through a knight's armor and fatally wound him. To produce an authentic replica for movies and TV shows, the blacksmith consults reference books. He sketches the axe head design on paper, roughing out the details to the desired scale. He cleans up pieces of old carbon steel, which he'll combine with other metals. In total, there will be 75 metal strips of varying composition. To complete the mix of metals, he cuts an old blade made of nickel-steel alloy into equally sized strips. He loads 37 strips into a vise. He tightens the vise and tack welds them together. He sands the welded stack. He rubs oil into the stack to prevent oxidation. Now, exposed to intense heat, the metal layers forge together. He spreads a mix of borax and other minerals called flux onto the surface. This deters oxidation as the forging continues with a pneumatic hammer. The hammer slams the layers together to become a solid laminated block. It's ready to be transformed into the axe's cutting head. Repeated strikes pinch the metal in the center. He sprinkles the flux mixture onto the surface of the metal form, heats it again, and folds it into a C shape. After a reheat, he inserts a layer of carbon steel in the center for the blade. He hammers the C shape flat, leaving the pinch section round for the handle. The 75 strips have been forged into one. Next, the power hammer refines the handle knob. He drives a steel stake called a tapered drift into the center of the knob. This forms an opening for inserting the wood handle. Using the power hammer, he now flattens the blade end of the axe head substantially. He flares it to form a cutting edge and removes the excess with the plasma cutter. He saws it off and the result is fierce. The axe head has taken shape, but it needs some refining. He hammers the handle area to spread it wider and dips the axe head in water to cool it down. Then he grinds the blade thinner using a belt sander and rinses off the residue. He grinds it again to get rid of any hammer marks or oxidative scale. The different metals react when dipped in acid, creating a swirled pattern on the surface of the head. The first bath was contaminated, so he polishes it off and gives the axe head another rinse in clean acid. After heat treating and tempering, he polishes the face of the axe and hones the edge. Next, he grinds spiral grooves into a piece of oak for the axe's handle. A colleague stains the entire handle to accentuate the carved spirals and enhance the grain of the wood. Once it dries, the blacksmith wedges the axe head onto the handle. A few strikes against a steel block improves the fit. Finally, he hammers upholstery studs onto the handle to simulate the rivets that reinforce the original medieval axe handles. This medieval axe is ready for action. Medieval axe replicas are authentic props for any TV show or movie. Handled carefully, no one will get hurt.